Hi there, my name is Carl Heinrich from Richmond Station in Toronto, Ontario, and I'm going to show you all how to carve a Thanksgiving turkey. So it's really important that when you roast your turkey, don't carve it right when it comes out of the oven. Let it stand for 30, 40 minutes, an hour, just to cool down. Like, this has been out of the oven for an hour now, and it's still hot. We're going to start with the legs towards you, and just go in an incision here. Sort of separate the legs off. Okay, on one side, then on the other side. Okay. And you have this joint right about here. Okay. Once that joint is popped, the leg meat just comes right off. Just like that. Okay. Same on the other side. Beautiful. So take the leg meat off both sides first. Your turkey should look like that. Don't worry about the breast. We'll get there. We'll get there. This part, we're going to separate the thigh and the drumstick. Okay? So right down through the other joint here. And you have that one piece of drumstick. That's good for your, I don't know, your nieces or your nephews, or I don't know if you got grandkids. The drumstick's one of my favorite parts too. So put the drumsticks right on the plate just like that. Maybe we'll make it look kind of like a turkey again. Okay. And then I usually like to debone the thigh meat here. So just take a knife on both sides, and the bone should just pop right out. Okay. Perfect. Little incision on both sides. And again, if the turkey's cooked properly, this bone should just pull right out of there. So now we've got the thigh meat. The drumstick's already on the plate there. And we're just going to slice this guy nice and thin. I like to slice the turkey basically as thinly as you can. And this allows you to get, it makes it look like there's a little bit more in the plate. And, you know, if you want to get a little bit of stuffing, a little bit of mashed potatoes, a little bit of dark meat, a little bit of white meat, you know when you go and you help yourself to the Thanksgiving dinner, and by the time you've gotten a little bit of everything, there's so much food on your plate, you don't know what to do with it, but then you don't have any dark meat. So by cutting the turkey a little bit smaller, you allow yourself to, and your guests to have a little bit of everything. So now all the leg meat, all the dark meat is sliced. I'm going to put it up here. Okay, so now the breast meat. So for the breast, I like to have the neck facing me, so the point out, and there's a bone just down the center of it. It's very common to, at this point, start slicing it off the bone like this, but you never end up getting all the meat outside of it. So what I like to do is take the breast off in full. It's kind of like when you debone. It's kind of like when you debone a chicken, but it's already cooked here. So we're going to come right down to the wishbone on one side of the breastplate, and again, it should just really pull right off. So there we go, all off in one piece just like that. And you see there's not a lot of meat left on the bone here anymore. Okay, I'm going to do the same on the other side. You got this whole carcass here. We'll get to the breast in a minute. And there's a lot of good meat on here still. It's not really worth pulling it off and making and putting it on the plate. It doesn't really look very nice. So what I always do at this point is make a stock out of it. Take the whole carcass, put it in a pot. We've got the leg bones here as well. Okay. Maybe we'll save the wings for something else. And then any bits you want to throw in there as well, no problem. Maybe a couple carrots, a little bit of onion, cover it with water, let it go on your stove for 3 or 4 hours, and you got a beautiful turkey stuff. And at that point, you can pick all the meat off the bone, throw away the bones, Put the meat back into the broth with the carrots and the onions chopped up, and you've got turkey soup for the rest of the week. Okay. Carve the meat just like that. So you see how when we slice it here, the skin stays on the meat. It's really important. It just looks a lot nicer. If your knife isn't sharp enough, then what will happen is you'll sort of tear the skin a little bit, and it just doesn't look as pretty. So there we go. Your turkey looks like it's whole, but it's already carved. You bring it to the table like this, and people say, wow. And that's because you did it in the kitchen. There's no mess on the table. So we've got the wings on the outside. You've got the sliced breast meat on the inside, sliced thigh meat, drumsticks, and all the stuffing in the middle. Happy Thanksgiving.